And hello, everybody. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thanks for coming to hang out tonight, spending your evening with us. Before I hand it to my cast to introduce themselves and whatnot, I have a little bit of housekeeping to do. First and foremost, let me copy this. Here at Entropy Emporium, we are raising money now and for the foreseeable future for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Um, Free Palestine, free the list is getting so long. Pay attention to the world around you. If you cannot donate, keep talking about it. None of us are free until we are all free. I will drop our Tilify link in the chat. If you are able to donate, we would love for you to do so. If you are not able to donate, just again, keep spreading the word, keep talking about it. All eyes on Palestine, on Lebanon, on Yemen, on everywhere that is experiencing what is happening right now. The other thing to be aware of is that if you like what we do and you want to come hang out in our Discord. We mostly just scream and holler about random things. I'm usually threatening to fight William. Uh, Except today. Today I promise to not ever do anything bad ever to William. So there's that. That's growth. That's what that is.
Yet you
Um,
haven't.
I haven't. I've never done anything bad to you ever. A day in my life. So, but
Kind of
no,
sounds
fuck
like you're a coward.
Wow. Fuck you, William. Fuck you. December 7th, we're going to fight. I'm so
Wait a
excited
minute.
about it.
Didn't you say this was a family friendly show, Keith?
This is absolutely a family friendly show. We just dropped the occasional F bomb and threatened to fight each other. It's
That
fine.
depends on your family.
That's
Hey!
true. This could be very normal for some people's family.
You know what? For the Entropy Emporium for family, sure, sure, it's normal.
It is. This is very casual. Um, there we go. Just like Lion said, family friendly. And fuck, I'll start with the letter F. So, super family friendly show. Um, Coming out in our Discord, you get more of this. This is the chaos that you would be signing up for, but it's a lot of fun. We really do love each other there. The other thing of housekeeping is that this is a horror podcast. This is a show. This is a horror stream. There will be elements of horror. Obviously, there will be profanity in here. If you need to step back, please do so. We take no qualms with it. Take care of yourselves. Our players and myself have our safety tools to check in with each other, but there will be horror elements. It's going to be a wide range of things, so definitely just feel free to take a step back. We will trigger warning as best we can throughout the stream, but know that last time trigger warning for body things. Last time our players found a cassette tape made out of human intestines, so it can only go up from there, and whatever that means for you is what it means. Um, I will hand it over to my players now. We'll go around the overlay, remind us who you are, who you're playing, and how is your character feeling right now? What are the vibes? Are we feeling positive? Are we excited? Are we mostly just scared out of our minds? What's going on? We'll start with Nikki.
Hello there, I am Nick, he, they, and I play Sal Sung, our Nancy Drew ripoff, basically. And how she feels so far? Mostly just confused currently, and maybe a bit worried that she was a bit too direct in just asking the guy. I think he was like the front desk manager guy, straight about the cult. So it was one of those things where she did in the heat of the moment, and then later, as she's walking away, it's like, maybe that wasn't a good idea, and it's just like in the back of her head right now. Like, yeah, so she's still a bit confused because the clue that she got is just weird, not necessarily sinister yet.
Not sinister yet is my goal for this entire stream, so thank you for that. We'll hand it over to Alex.
Hi, my name's Alex. I use they, them pronouns. Tonight I'm going to be playing Ash, Ash Thompson, using they, she pronouns. Ash is playing the None More Goth slash I'm Too Emo for My Face style. And currently they are wondering um, what in the world just happened, because I'm assuming since I was keeping our favorite named person, Elio Moonfather Saturn, busy, and then my dude showed up to surprise um, Jace that I followed the guy, and right now is having a lot of like flashbacks to their parents who were in the local cult. Um, is getting a lot of those same vibes and is you know very much wondering what's going on here and trying not to just having a normal one, just doing great, doing great.
Elio, Moonfather, Saturn absolutely would have just dragged you with him to dance back down the hallway, back toward his room. Um, so I'm very excited about that. I'll hand it over to Lily next.
Hello, I am Lily. My pronouns are she, they. If I show up in chat tonight, I will be La Scribe. I am playing Sela Hardwood, who is a former cheerleading captain and prom court member, all that kind of stuff. She's an heiress who now has like a super important sounding title in her family's furniture business. Um, but yeah, and last episode we found out that Sela may have possibly in the past almost joined a cult because they had a luxury vacation offer with good food or something like that. We don't know. And Sela is right now completely unaware of her surroundings because they are in a sensory deprivation tank, which is very sensory deprived.
Certainly nothing can go bad ever. Absolutely not in a sensory deprivation tank in the wellness and well-being spa that is Converge. And finally, we'll send it over to Will.
Hello. Hi, my name is Will. Use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Jason McEwen, aka Jace Max with two X's, not three. He has had a lot of jobs, but not that particular job. Um, and from what I remember of last session, he's fine. Things are good. Pretty low key day at the spa.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably how Jace would describe it, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's not freaked out at all. Was what would there to be what would there be to be freaked out about?
Certainly not a man who is 4 feet across at the shoulders, which is a terrifying
No,
description.
it is. I don't like it, and you keep saying it.
It's a good description. It's very
It
visceral.
is. I don't love it, but also that really depends on the rest of them because like a man that's like 3 feet tall, 4 feet across the shoulders, hilarious, adorable.
No, unfortunately not what we're dealing with the big
Yeah,
man here.
I'm aware.
Sitting at roughly you know, 8 or 9 feet tall, and just punched in the face by Jace, which
Yeah,
beautiful, beautiful moment. And of course, my name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. I am the keeper. I am everybody who my players are not tonight, including the big man, which is really exciting and probably my favorite one to play. Um,
because it's the only time you can beat me in a fight. Now let's move on.
wow, William, I have the power to boot you from this stream, and I'm about to utilize it. No, that would be so mean. And if you didn't come back, I would feel really bad. So I'm not going to do it. I can't believe you would bully me when you're drinking tea. That is so looking the coziest you've ever looked. That is so
You don't
disrespectful.
know what's in this mug.
That's true. That's fair. Could be vodka. Probably is.
Yeah,
Um, I would like to start with Sela. Uh, we are in the sensory deprivation tank. You are floating. It looks like stars above you. This is carved directly into a cave itself, so it's incredibly peaceful. It's incredibly dark. It feels like you are floating through space. And last time that we were with you, you were reflecting on some really challenging things and kind of trying to figure out your place here right now and what you were going to be bringing to this high school reunion where maybe everybody has done these wonderful things and what exactly are what successes are you going to be sharing. and maybe wondering if you have successes to share, which was a thought that you had to sit with for a little bit. Um, how long do you stay in the sensory deprivation tank chamber, I should say?
Um, I'm thinking that because you are so sensory deprived, um, that it is expected that um, the person in the tank may not really keep track of time or be able to have like that internal clock that tells them how long they've been in there. So before you get in the tank, there's maybe like a little automatic dial where you can choose like, oh, I want to be in here for 15 minutes, 30, an hour. And I think that Sela probably chose a half an hour. Like that feels just enough time. That's the same amount of time that she does like her naps during the day to like she calls it a coffee nap, where she like drinks a cup of coffee and then takes a nap in the amount of time it takes for the caffeine to reach her brain.
It's the best kind of nap. I love
Oh yeah.
that Sela takes advantage of those. Um, by the time you are finished, it is the better part of an hour. It seems like maybe these timers aren't quite set to be perfect, or perhaps somebody might have fiddled with yours and set it for a little bit longer than intended, but it's getting pretty close to an hour that you have been in there. um, Getting out, you kind of have to find your legs again, have to kind of find your orientation, since you have been sitting in this for quite a while. um, what do you do after you've left the tank?
I think Sela is gonna go to try to find the rest of the crew, and I kind of wondering, I guess we probably maybe said to each other like where we were splitting up to go to. So she might know like where everyone else had planned to be. Um, which I've forgotten now where um, that was.
No
I forgot
worries.
now where everyone is placed in the hotel at the moment.
No worries. A good point of order that we should clarify. So currently, uh, Jason and Ash are in Elio, Sunfather, Saturn's, Moonfather, Saturn's. Can't believe I got his name wrong. Moonfather, Saturn's. Um,
Totally different person.
it really
Right.
is. It really is. That's his
Yeah.
evil twin. Is Sunfather.
Yeah, yeah.
um, in his
I thought I
room.
ran out of that room.
You know what? That's true. You did. You punched and ran. Very, very brave. Very brave.
Jason's
Um,
probably running back to the center of the universe.
Okay, I was gonna say that was where originally people were headed, was the center of the universe. And then Sally, you went to the spa to treatment or to
No, I went to treatment, and
treatment. Okay.
I'm being led to like the archive area where I can snoop around.
Yes. Yes. So um the point being that nobody is where they said they were going to be is the
Right.
challenge right now.
um, so I mean Taylor probably would kind of head out into, I don't know how the hotel is, but like maybe sort of ovalish and like rooms off of, that's what I was thinking. Um so she's gonna head like into like out of the deprivation tank, maybe toward like the lobby or reception area as like a central point.
Okay. As you're headed that direction, I will say that you probably do come across, or perhaps not across, so much as are slammed into by a sprinting Jace who is running full speed. Um, Jace, where is the tape? Where's the tape? Is it in your pocket?
I think it's in my hands.
That's so unfortunate.
Uh, yeah, it's not great. I mean, I think the bag is in my hands. Like, I think I
Mhm.
put it because it was in a plastic bag, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not like just in my hands. I'm pretty sure I grabbed the bag.
Okay. Um, bag in your hand, you run directly into Sela. There is a brief sound of an uncomfortable squelch, where the intestine tape makes contact, unfortunately. But the two of you are, I will say, pretty close to the lobby, not quite there yet.
Jace is kind of like out very out of breath. He looks very panicked, kind of like doubled over, trying to catch his breath as he says, "I I punched a cowboy.
Was that like part of a treatment program? Did you need to like work out some aggression
I don't
on
think so.
someone who was dressed like a cowboy?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So you just decided randomly that you needed a bunch of cowboy?
You didn't see, dude. He was like 9 feet tall. He was
Oh,
like 4 feet across its shoulders.
oh, so it's like one of those people who get dressed up in costumes during 4th of July and like have the stilts.
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay,
I didn't like check.
cool. What's in the bag? Felt a little squishy there.
Um, it's a tape,
Oh, like a videotape or a cassette tape?
kinda.
Wow. So they're like giving away swag everywhere. That's so cool.
Um, yeah, we should find the others probably
Okay.
because I
Is
think
it
they're gonna want to see this tape.
Oh, wow. This is like the start of a horror movie where we have to like watch a tape and then like each one of us dies like one by one.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know how we'd watch it. You know what? We'll figure that out.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. This is like when you go to like the restaurant and they like do dinner theater like around you and you're like part of it and it's so immersive.
It's like that, kinda. Um, I left Ash back this way, so that maybe that's where we should start. I haven't seen Sal.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and she's gonna follow. Like she's kind of like has like this smile on her face. Like she really does believe like, oh, this is all part of the experience. We're like being immersed in like weirdness in the middle of the desert.
The best kind of weirdness involves human intestines. Um, we will rewind like an intestine tape back to Ash, who is sitting. You're there with Elio, Moonfather, Saturn. You see Jace punch this very large cowboy with two skinny legs. What do you do when Jace is fleeing the room?
Probably just stood there for a second, and then as Jace flees, I'm just gonna stare awkwardly into the room real quick. Um, is there anything I can see while my brain catches up to my body?
Um, it's covered in tapestries. It's clear that somebody has been here for quite a while. I think we described them as the tapestries you would find at Spencer's gift shop. Um, the big man is still in there, and he has not moved from where he was kind of leering and standing over Jace, um, from when he has been punched. He has not moved. And as you are sitting there, uh, sitting and looking, taking this brief moment to observe this space, the big man very quickly spins his head. Neck goes a little too far, farther than it should, because his shoulders don't roll with it. But neck spins around a little bit too far, looks at you. He's still got that creepy, slightly too wide grin, like he's got too many teeth in his mouth. And he just looks at you and smiles, doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh hell no! And turn around and immediately start running.
You start running. You hear Elio, Moonfather, Saturn ask, not worried enough. Well, who the hell are you? Does not sound afraid. Little too calm about this. Um, but asks, well, who the hell are you? What are you doing in my room? And that's probably about all that you catch um, before you have turned the corner and are making it down the hall. Before we get to the reunion of the three of you, which is where we're headed next, let's check in on Sally. You are headed toward you've requested kind of the history of the space, and the spa director kind of takes you toward this hallway, one of those hotel hallways. If you've ever been in a hallway that's kind of, these are really common in Texas because they tell the history of the region, because they tell Texas history, because that's, of course they do. Um, but it's a hallway that basically has just got historical photographs, and everything is on a timeline that tells you year by year what was happening in that area. This is very similar to that, except it shows you from the inception of the idea. Some nameless guy thought of this wellness retreat, kind of shows about how it's been built along the way. Um, Yes, pretty much all of the resorts are like this, at least the ones that I've seen and heard of. All of them are.
This is fascinating. We're gonna come back to this. Just put a
That's
pin in that.
that's fair. That's very fair. Um, I assumed it was like this everywhere, so I'm excited for us to revisit that. It kind of outlines with historical or with pictures as this resort had been built. This resort is not super old. We'll say 7 or 8 years old. Um, It started out as just kind of this like big imagination project, slowly took shape. Some of these treatments were basically done out of somebody's house before, and then he got enough money, got enough investors to be able to build this up into this very lavish resort that you see today. Is there any particular information that you're looking for as you're walking down this hallway?
I'll say because Sal had been hoping for like an archive room and was instantly jump scared by a historical hallway of like portraits. So she's gonna pretend like she's listening. I mean, she is obviously listening, but she's also focusing on each of these photos and trying to see if there's any thing that she can notice in the back. You know that thing in like mystery films where like you just staring at a gigantic portrait and then you zoom in towards the corner in the background and there's like a secret. That's what she's doing.
You are as you're walking along, you are looking at all of these different pictures, kind of trying to see if there's any sort of consistencies. The people in them don't seem to age exactly as quickly as you would expect, given how long this time frame is. That could be due to treatments, that could be due to something else, kind of unclear. They don't seem to age as much as they should. Um, what really catches your attention is that as you're walking, the further down this hallway, or the farther down this hallway you're getting, you notice what sounds like a very rhythmic music. Um, and it's kind of whining in how you're hearing it. And then the farther down, it sounds like maybe it's coming from the floor below you. Um, this is not something you heard whenever you were in the lobby. And then you keep walking down, and you realize that it sounds a little bit more like screaming than it does anything else. Um, to be clear, based on the clues that you have found, this is not happy screaming. This is very concerning screaming. And then you get to a certain point in the hallway and it just cuts out. It's just dead silent again.
Well, and what floor am I on again?
You're on the second floor.
Okay, so wait, I just trying to remember. Americans don't use ground floor, right? So first floor is the
Is the
bottom
lobby
of the bottom.
correct? Yeah.
Okay, so
We use ground floor up here in the Great North.
Everything well, actually no, this takes place in New Mexico, so my best guess is that they probably don't.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, hospitals use ground floor,
They
but
do. Hospitals
like
do.
not
Yeah,
like yeah.
I'm basically Canada, so
so I don't notice like any secret sigils weaved into the portrait
No
or
secret
anything like that.
sigils, nothing weaved. Are you specifically trying to how I guess I should say because you're half listening to this
Yeah.
spa employee talk about it. Are you stopping and observing these pictures and like really spending time, or are you just kind of half
Yeah.
glancing to see if anything catches your eye?
Oh yeah, I will do that is something that Sal would do. Like the guy is like doing like a historical tour walking along and I'll just stop and just scrutinize each of the portraits and then he has to backtrack.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll me investigate, and we'll say with an investigation roll, excuse me. We'll say with reason.
All right.
Oh, and
I
a
rolled an
meddling move.
I rolled
So
an 8.
an 8. So that is a success with a complication. Um,
Depending on the complication, I might spend a key. I feel in danger.
that's very fair. You should feel in danger because what you find is that as you are walking, um, at one moment you stop and turn and you go to ask the spa person a question and they are too close in your personal space and they just very lightly push you and you realize that there is a false patch in the floor and as you are falling through there are spikes at the bottom of this.
Okay, yep, I am invoking a key. I am
Okay.
not getting skewered today.
Okay, fair enough. So we will retcon that. Which key are you going to invoke?
It has to be like from top down, right? The key of the child.
Key of the child, you can select any.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I think I'll just go with the first one. The a flashback showing your latchkey kit routine whenever you got home from school.
Okay. So give us an insight into what Sally's latchkey routine was like.
Yeah, it's mostly that very generic, millennial loner kid vibe. In school she's always on her own reading books, and so whenever she gets home, parents are not around. She would just grab the key from behind, from like underneath one of the flower pots, enters, drops her bag towards the side, and then she would bake those. Oh, look, I know these things exist in America. I've seen it in films before, but I don't know what they're called. They look like these rectangular biscuit thingies with like almost like candy frosting on it that you can put in the toaster.
Pop Tarts or toaster strudels.
Yes,
Pop-Tarts,
yes,
yeah.
Pop Tarts. Yes. So she will. I am from Asia. We have no Pop Tarts here, but yeah. So she will make Pop Tarts for herself, munch on it, go turn on TV, watch for a bit for like an hour. Then she will head upstairs and very diligently do all of her homework for that day, even if it's due like next week or a couple of days later. She will finish all of it today. And then after that, she will start. She likes to collect books. Like her parents are a bit well off. Like gives her a bit of a stipend. She spends most of it to buy books, like mostly fiction or encyclopedia. So usually after she finishes off her homework, by the time it is like around the afternoon, she will just read these books and then make more Pop Tarts for dinner, and then continue to read, maybe put on some music in the background, and then eventually she will go to sleep, and the next day go to school, same routine over and over. Doesn't really talk to people, no friends coming over, just herself.
You are looking at a picture and you're thinking back. You see a solo figure in this picture, kind of standing in front of this, surveying the land in front of them, and they feel a little bit lonely, and that's kind of calling back this memory of the loneliness that you felt a little bit whenever you were coming home after school, having spent the day pretty quiet, not really socializing, coming home to an empty home, getting your homework done, focusing on your routine, being very consistent with that. And as you are looking at this, you start to turn. And as you're just beginning to turn, you see the shadow of that spa treatment person move. And they go as if to push you. And you're
Uh,
able to turn around suddenly enough that they get caught off guard and they kind of
uh,
take a step back.
yes.
Oh, I wanted to make sure that you saw this picture here. and they place a hand on your shoulder and they point with their other hand toward the picture. And as you're kind of looking at their hands, because what the fuck, why are they putting their hand on you? As you're kind of looking at their hand, you can see past the hand that they're extending out that the ground there looks a little bit less certain. It doesn't look as dense, it doesn't look as steady. And just through some of the frayed carpet, you can see that there are spikes underneath that. So, what happens when you turn a key is that what your roll was, it bumps it up to the next tier of success. At an 8, it was a clue with a complication. At a 10 plus, you find a clue. The clue that you have found is an animal trapped primed, a
An
primitive
animal
animal trap.
trapped.
Yes,
Okay.
primitive animal trap. And I'll drop that in the chat for
Okay.
y'all to keep track of.
Yeah. Like I just noticed that as like they're just like leading me away. Just that seems like a health hazard.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I just like mutter it to my like not like just like how dare you. It's more like just a passing commentary, just muttering to the person.
I think hearing you say something but not quite catching it. Oh, what was that? Did you have a question?
Oh, nothing. Please continue with the tour. I'm very fascinated by everything you've told me so far.
Very gently circumventing that spot for yourself so that you don't fall down there. You continue walking on. It is not particularly riveting stuff, um, but you do kind of gather that this place kind of was born from a dream that somebody had to bring this very fancy wellness resort. They never expected it to be successful out this way. Um, but they yeah, so far, so good. I'm sorry I got distracted by chat talking about the worst Pop Tarts, a brown sugar Pop Tart.
Oh, what
Absolutely
have I
not. Hold
started?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Illegal.
Those are the worst
They're
ones.
you
I'm
just put them
sorry.
in the. They're
That's
so good if you put them
No,
you're
in the
talking
freezer.
crazy
no,
right now.
I am
I
not.
can't.
I am
I
Kian,
not.
you sound crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no. I
They're
ate them
good.
every single day for a year. And if I
Okay.
smell them now, if I am around them, when I see the packaging, I get nauseous because it was
Oh.
awful.
In a
Okay.
world where strawberry Pop Tarts exist,
Oh,
you think
come
brown
on.
sugar cinnamon are the grossest?
The strawberry ones are
Okay.
good.
They're
Blueberry is next.
fine.
Blueberry is next after brown cinnamon. The blueberry ones
Hmm.
suck. I don't like those.
I
I
have
mean,
I
I
mean,
opened
they're
agree.
something
just
I didn't
the least.
realize was a
Yeah.
Pandora's box.
Oh yeah, there's strong.
Strong
There
Pop
are
Tart opinions.
I just was
there
just
are
thinking
right
like
answers.
I was just thinking like what is a very American breakfast thingy, and I remember those things they put in toasters that aren't toast
Yeah.
breads.
We
Yeah.
did too good of a job, and now
Yeah,
we're
you
fighting.
did.
Yeah.
You've unlocked core memories for all of us.
Yeah. It's the wild berry special edition wild berry pop tarts that are the correct answer.
Absolutely not. As the worst or the best?
The best.
No, no.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
a
No,
good
Cherry's the
that's
worst.
wrong. That's wrong.
Cherry's the worst
I
forever.
like a good
Cherry's
strawberry and cherry Pop Tart. Like those two, pretty solid. S'mores, I'll eat it. Brown sugar, I will throw it under an 18
Yeah,
wheeler truck because those are the
s'mores are
worst ones.
so s'mores are so far below brown sugar cinnamon.
They're way better than
just
brown
eat
sugar
this.
cinnamon.
Just
Fall,
eat the
oh
s'more.
God, I can't. I can't.
Cannot with y'all. Um, I can't believe that this has happened. This is all that I wanted this stream to be is Pop Tart discourse. So thank you for that. I can't believe
Everybody take a side.
I can't believe there are so many people who disagree with me in chat. You guys are the worst. I am absolutely correct in that s'mores are way better than the brown cinnamon sugar.
How does it feel to be wrong, Kian?
That's insane.
Way better. You know what? I'm brave enough to be right. Okay, the rest of you are sheep. The rest of you are sheep.
You're brave enough to be wrong.
Sheep.
Brave enough to be right. Anyway, um, you continue on this historical hallway. Any commentary while we're here on the historical hallway that is found in
Yeah.
every Texas resort?
Yeah, so I just want to
Yeah.
say that's not it.
What flavor is it?
Look, Squilliam. I don't want to hear that from you.
Yeah, she'll make the
Yeah.
the usual kind of like small talk that people on this type of tours will go on like just oh that's interesting and like oh what is that over there but she will try like over the course of that to just because you said that some of these people look younger than they otherwise should over the time period, right?
Mhm.
Is there like a specific person that is like just that features in every single like portrait?
The only consistent person is the person who started this whole idea, and they do look pretty young, all things considered,
All right.
but they are the one who's originated all of these treatments as well. So it could be a range of things. When you see a key investor, that person keeps showing up. You might see a couple of the same people who were involved in like the planning stage and a couple of sequential pictures, but the only consistent one throughout pretty much every picture is going to be that original owner and creator.
All right. I'll say I said my like this is all very interesting. Who is this guy over here? I've been seeing him since like the very first portrait all the way back there. Is this like the founder or something?
He is. This is the person who came up with the entire idea of this place.
Oh, and is he still around or?
No, he's not in this area anymore. He moved out somewhere farther west. I'm not really sure where, but he's sort of managing it from a distance.
Oh, and so would you be the person that is sort of like the on-site overall manager currently?
No, that'll be Halston, which I don't think that this is Halston.
Oh, I thought this was Houston this whole time.
I don't think that, no, 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 this is not Halston. This is, where's this person's name? Let me look at my notes really quick.
Because
This
I think
is,
because I have the condition noticed by Houston on my book, on my playbook.
We
So
yes,
it
that
was
it
was
was
from
Houston
when,
and somebody else that we didn't name
oh,
at the
Houston
front
sent me to
desk.
someone else to do this
Right.
tour.
correct,
Yeah.
Oh, I
correct.
thought Houston brought me on this tour. All right.
Yeah, Halston is the general manager. This is Sutton, who is the spa staff member who brought you to come and look at all this.
Oh, okay, okay, yes, yes, I remember now. Okay,
Um, but just no, 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 that would be Halston. Halston is our general manager and is the on-site manager for everything.
of course. Please continue, and then I'll go through the entire tour because even though these are some maybe boring to the general public and maybe even to Sal a bit because she's here to solve a case, but she is genuinely interested in this kind of stuff, so she would actually pay attention.
Fair enough. Um, as you are continuing this tour, let's jump to the other three. We'll say that you all kind of run into each other. Um, we'll say on the I think Moonfather Saturn was on the third floor because that is where y'all are staying. Um and uh we'll say that you all run into each other on the elevator floor. In front of the elevator on the third floor, just as Ash, you are coming down, the other two are coming up to meet you, and the three of you all end up in this one spot.
I'm just gonna point at Jace and say, "You left me, you bastard."
I didn't even see you. I punched a cowboy and then I ran.
You told me to distract the old man, and then he wanted to go back to his room, and then apparently you like stole from him and then just like left me there to deal with the aftermath. And I don't even know what the fuck was in, like, what was that thing with the face and the shoulders, like it is, what?
Dude, you should not have come back to the room.
I swear to God, every time.
There was a guy. There's a big
Yes,
guy.
yes, I saw Jace. I saw Jace. Lily, please tell me there aren't any monsters chasing you too.
Sela, but
Oh, sorry, Sela. That's on me. I'm sorry.
Forefall is gone.
I know
oh,
my brain.
I I have not seen any monsters. I'm actually a little disappointed that I haven't like had a chance to be part of this like immersive like horror experience like everybody else it seems has gotten that, and I'm disappointed. I was just kind of in the sensory deprivation tank, alone with my thoughts that well, yeah, alone with some thoughts that were very uh existential and maybe more disturbing than the man in that seems to have been on stilts, who gave this tape to Jace.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was worse. That's probably worse. What do you mean tape? You
Gave is maybe
took
also
something?
kind of a strong word.
Wait, did you say Jace is a strong word or tape?
No, gave.
Okay.
Yeah. Still said he
Yeah.
gave it to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
So you
maybe a
stole
strong
it.
word for it. I borrowed it so that we could look at what it was.
Right.
I'm gonna like see.
So
Is
we're
anyone
gonna
following
play the
us?
tape, right? Like Jason and I were kind of trying to find like a place to play this tape.
Yeah, we were looking for you actually. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Um, can I hear anyone following us or anything?
Doesn't sound like it.
And we're still on the third floor. So are we nearby one of our rooms, or are we closer to one of the to getting out of here kind of thing, like
You
center of the
are
universe?
you're right by the elevator, so you could go
Hmm.
downstairs to go to the center of the universe if you
So
wanted
it's
to. But you are all of y'all are staying on the third floor as well, so you're kind of in between, depending on where you want to go.
okay. Uh,
Maybe
I'm
if the
going.
spa has some kind of like business center, we could find maybe they have
Yeah.
something we can play the
There's
tape on
there's no,
like the
Also,
computer.
where's like Sal?
Sal went to do research, so hopefully Sal is still okay. Um, but no business center is going to beat what I brought. And I'm just going to pull out my key card and like run over to my room and unlock it and like just usher everybody inside.
I'll go.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say like, let me see the tape.
Yeah, okay. Just as a heads up, it's pretty wet. Um
Hey, how are
How do you?
how is the tape gonna work if it's wet?
I think the real question is how's the tape gonna work if it's intestines?
I, is that a like a riddle or
No, it's a very real question.
um oh, I know, like it's an anagram, right? So you like have to switch around the words and then that's how you get the tape to play.
God, I
Look,
hope
I don't know
so.
what part of your body the anagram is, but this is intestines for sure.
The tape is intestines.
Okay, you know what? Just let's see it. Where's it at?
Hold out the bag. Squelches.
um. Okay. Is it a cassette tape or is it a videotape?
It is a cassette tape. I wasn't sure if y'all
Okay.
were looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't
Sorry.
It's
remember.
okay. It's a
Okay.
cassette tape.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to use my Walkman and put the just I'm just going to open the Walkman and I'm going to look at Jason's like motion over there and just be like, you owe me a new Walkman
Maybe we
when
could
this
like
is
put a
done.
towel down under it or something.
Wouldn't that stop the threads from connecting?
Yeah, I
Great
mean,
point. Damn.
we'll yeah, you owe me a new Walkman when this is over.
Okay. I don't think they make those anymore, but I'll just gingerly with like two fingers lift the tape and try to like shake a little bit of the moisture off of it. um and then just like slip it into the cassette deck.
Do you try to play this?
Yeah, I'm gonna try
It
and hit play.
it plays "Shiny Happy People" by REM.
I don't I don't get it. How is this part of the immersion?
I don't get it. How is an intestine playing REM?
What do you think our intestines would play?
You know what, Chase? That's actually a really good question. Uh,
So like maybe, oh, I heard this thing where sometimes Like, people think that your eyeballs can record the last thing you saw. So maybe your intestines like record like the last thing you heard while you were eating your last meal.
Hmm.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
We have to find Sal. Uh,
Yeah, let's go find Sal.
yeah.
I'm concerned now.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And oh, the ASMR, the
The cat
baby.
purr. ASMR.
But I'm just gonna gingerly press pause on the Walkman, and I'm gonna just like wrap it in something and put it in my bag.
Squelch it
God,
out again.
no,
Okay,
no,
we
I'm
should
not
we
touching
should
that.
we should check side B.
Nope.
I don't think I want to
Yeah.
play the intestine tape any longer.
Okay. I
You
mean,
don't want to know
if
what's on side B? What if
I
it's like a
really,
deep cut?
I feel like these have already been deep cut.
What if
did
it's
I
like
die?
an unreleased REM song?
I think I can go without knowing that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. Uh, let's go find Sal, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna like peek to make sure no one is following us, and before we like try to jettison ourselves out of the room.
You peek. I'm sorry. You take a peek out of the door and you see directly down the hallway at every single door. Each of those doors is open and somebody is standing halfway through the door looking directly at you. And as
I'm
soon
gonna.
as oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna just start to shut the door.
You shut the door.
And I'm just gonna look at everybody and say, uh, I think they found us, but there's more of them, and they're all standing. We're not alone outside. There's a lot of people standing in the doorways of their rooms.
Oh, good. Other guests. They're not like giants, like the person who gave you this tape, Jace, right?
Once again, I wouldn't say gave, but yes, he was very big.
Are those people outside giants?
Everybody looked normally human sized.
Okay,
Yeah, I
they're probably just other guests.
so potentially cult people.
But okay, so listen, I have had to do like a lot of different like social related kind of events. And basically, if you look like you belong and you know what you're doing, then lots of times people won't bother you. So I think we should just kind of walk out there like cash. We're just gonna go head see the center of the universe, and just walk by them.
I'm gonna nod and be like, so the zombie strategy, where you pretend to be a zombie and you can
Sure,
get past the other zombies.
sure. If that is a strategy that you have put a lot of thought into.
Sadly, yes. Okay, but in this case, I think maybe you should lead the charge because I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna fool them.
So I think she has on like a whole like outfit, right? Like it's a there's a white collared shirt and then like a jacket, you know, that you like do the one button like right at your rib cage. Um and and the collared shirt like peeks out over top and like folds over the top of the jacket. And she has on like a mid thigh length skirt and heels. So like Sela is not going to be subtle, which is sort of why they suggested this approach, because there's no way they are going to be sneaky like Ash, like in any way. So they just kind of pull down like the bottom of their jacket and straighten it out and then like put their head up. They spend like 10 seconds in like a power pose, which I don't even know if those were like a thing back then, but she's doing it. Like hands on hips, feet like shoulder width apart, and takes a deep breath and then like opens the door and just starts walking down the hall.
As you begin walking down the hall, I want to pause there really quick and jump back over to Sally. Sally, what are you doing? Are you headed back to the room after you finish this tour? Are you going somewhere else? What are you doing?
Yeah. Honestly, I think at this point, like she clearly knows that this guy sudden tried to push her down a pit trap with spikes underneath it, and she mostly played along because she has no sense of self-preservation, but also because her natural curiosity outweighs her natural defense system, and that's why she just followed. But of course, she keeps an eye to make sure there's no other pit traps that she could potentially fall into. But after the entire history thing, and she realizes that because technically she and Sella went to treatment together, and then Sal just left without telling Sella anything. So she decided it's probably a good time to regroup with the others. She's not
Uh,
gonna backtrack to treatment because she don't think Sela will be there. But I mean, she's I I think she's ingenious enough to figure out where everyone else is just by taking in the environment. Hopefully.
you, I would say that's, I mean, what feels most, I would think to regroup, what feels probably most likely is let's regroup at our rooms. That feels like something that y'all would have said. So heading back to the rooms doesn't feel unreasonable to me. Um, you start heading back to the room. Sela, you open this door and start strutting
Oh,
out.
wait,
Oh,
something. Uh, as I'm heading back because our room is downstairs, right?
your room is one floor up
Like,
from where you are.
oh, is it? Oh, I
You're
thought we were
because
on the first floor all this time.
you're on y'all are staying on room on the third floor.
Oh, oh, because I was gonna say if it's downstairs, I was gonna try to walk past the area where I heard the screaming. But if it's upstairs, I kind of don't want to do it alone. Yeah, I'll just go back up.
Fair enough. You start heading up. Sela, you open the door and you don't see anybody in the hallway. But as you're walking down the hallway, every single guest room door is open. And if you take a peek inside, it doesn't look like anybody has stayed there. But every single door down the hallway is open. They were not open the last time that you walked this hallway.
Oh, I think she's gonna like turn and look at Ash and be like, no one here. But all the doors are open. Like maybe you just saw housekeeping.
I don't think so. I'm telling you, there were people, there were guests, other guests just standing in the doorways and they were all looking at me.
Well, no one here now. I think we should just keep going.
Okay. Okay. Uh yeah.
You all head toward the elevator, take it down one floor. Sally will say that as you're rounding the corner to where the elevators would be is when it dings and opens and your companions walk out. And now all four of you are gathered on the second floor.
Ah, there you all are. Found anything interesting?
Oh, well, I had a wonderful session in a deprivation tank where I was left with all my thoughts of inadequacy that I had built up since high school. But it seems as if Jace and Ash maybe met a giant.
So
Elaborate.
we met a hippie, uh,
The
and
hippie and the
then
giant is the same person.
nope, two different people. Uh, we met a hippie that told us to dance to prove we weren't aliens. Uh, and then Jace went to the hippie's room and stole from him. And we got this, and I'm just gonna like hold out the Walkman, and it's probably like it's just dripping a little.
Oh,
It's an intestine tape.
I've seen it
It's
in
an
a movie
intestine tape.
before. What? And you played it and it worked?
Yeah, yeah. It plays REM.
Sounds great.
Yeah, actually, the
And
sound
the
quality
sound quality, yeah.
is actually pretty good.
I mean, I'm not an expert, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I found. So I met the guy Sutton at the treatment place that we went to, Sela, and they brought me on a tour. Walk careful and watch your steps as you're walking through the corridor because apparently some of them have spike traps beneath the carpets.
Oh,
Is that a treatment,
I don't
Sela?
think so.
I sometimes I have heard of like sometimes people like walk over hot coals, um, but
Uh,
I haven't
hot hot coals
heard.
does not cause a cessation of your life. That
y-
spike trap will.
Yeah, I haven't heard of a spike trap as a treatment. It may be something new and revolutionary, but also I do believe that those sort of things should be tested rigorously, and I don't think I want to be in the test group. So yeah, um,
Yeah.
avoiding them sounds good.
Yes, and I also found this. I don't know if it's important. She flushes a bit again. She takes out the book with the color me, don't color me thing, and it just opened. And showed them.
Tony
Now,
Hawk.
I'm sorry.
Spike pits.
Oh my god! And
They had those in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
It
So
is that a film or a, a video game?
Video game. Yeah, it's a video game. It's a really good video game.
I
um,
thanks,
am.
man.
I'm gonna go
maybe
out on a
they're
limb.
expecting some sports people.
I do not see
They're
any
called
ramps
they're
for
called punji
skateboards.
pits.
I do not believe it's meant for skateboards. Something strange is going on at this place, definitely.
What if it was meant for skateboards though?
Did
I
you bring
doubt it.
yours?
I think I could probably make one.
I'm not sure now is the time to test it out again. Um,
I don't know, Sela. Maybe we let him cook.
I don't know how we get past the spike pits if we're not on skateboards. I'll be honest.
You can
Because if
just
you
walk
if you
around
ran
them.
into one of those spike pits in the game and you weren't on a skateboard, that was it.
I
Solid logic.
I feel like this shouldn't be said, but we are in real life. This isn't a skateboarding video game.
right. Like video games don't really have things that are possible according to physics.
This one was pretty realistic.
I mean, we did try to put a lot of realism into that game. Did you also know that you're in that game?
Sal's
If
in
you
that
put
game?
no, You, Jace, if you like,
Me?
yeah, you were one of the test design characters. If you pull the control out and put it in player 2 and restart up the game, you can actually play as Jace Max.
Ash,
Yeah,
did you make Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2?
I worked on it.
That's fine. I'm going to be really normal about this.
Sela has
Anyway, do you
no
what's
clue
up with
what they're
all the
talking
doors
about.
open? Why are all the doors open? Is there any did someone pass through?
I mean, I just thought that the doors were open because housekeeping was coming through, but Alex is a bit more cynical and thinks that there were cult
You mean
members.
Ash?
Ash.
It's okay. We got this. It's just you and me tonight.
Now we're even.
We're
The kid
even.
the world is
Yes.
crumbling. It's fraying at the edge.
Yep, reality is falling apart.
It's just, yeah, just bleeding into each other. Uh Ash thinks they saw, like some cult people who were specifically staring at them.
They were there. There was somebody in every doorway, and they were just staring at me. And then we got a plan together, and that's why we're out here. You know, we thought with Sela leading the way, we might be able to do the zombie movie thing where we convince them all that we're one of them, and they leave us
Uh,
alone.
Ash, may
Yeah,
I ask you a question? And please do not take offense at this. I started to lean a bit closer. You said you went with the hippie, right?
yeah.
Did he? Did you consume anything from that he offered?
You're asking the wrong person in this friend group. But no.
I, hmm.
No, I was
I,
with Sella for most of it, and I didn't see
I,
her.
I have
Oh,
not.
you.
I have not seen a single
There it
guest
is.
besides us. This is- No staff beyond Houston and that guy and treatment. No guest. It's just us. And now you're saying that there's at least a dozen people that were here just now.
Look, there's a cult on the premises. That's the whole reason why we got sent here. I'm telling you, there has to be. We can't look. There, one hippie does not make a cult.
I mean, I think they're like maybe you know what it is maybe this place is kind of down on their luck. I've heard of this happening before. Like my dad did this once. It's a little bit down on their luck. So they kind of just have like these people who kind of appear and like make it look like this place is more crowded and popular than it actually is. So then like we go tell our friends like, oh my gosh, we had such a good time at this resort, you should go. And then they make some money because actually they really weren't popular in the first place and they needed us to make them popular.
Somehow, I doubt that is what's going on here.
We're
As
go
go
ahead.
ahead. As
I
you
was
all are
just gonna be
standing
like,
here.
it's a cult.
I feel like you guys are being so dramatic and negative over this experience.
That's what I'm saying.
As you all are standing here, the elevator dings behind you, and out walks somebody with one of those push carts that housekeeping has. Um, Seems to be a younger person, long hair braided back behind them. Uh, they walk out, they look at the four of you and just,
Jace, when they walk out of the elevator, Jace goes, and then puts his hands out in front of him and starts walking like a zombie.
Sela like looks at Ash and like mouths, "I told you so." Housekeeping.
it's, is he okay? Is that is that
He's
normal?
rehearsing for a role.
Yeah,
Don't
just
mind him.
Cool.
He's like a famous stunt dude, didn't you know?
Definitely didn't.
I feel a little
Question.
silly that nobody else did the zombie walk. I thought we agreed, but okay.
Question. Is there anyone else staying in this floor besides us?
Not that I know of. The moon
Elias
person.
Moonstone
Yeah, yeah.
father.
The weird
So
hippie guy is here, but that's about it.
I see. Side eyes Ash for a bit and then looks back.
Don't
Uh
side eye me.
so normally I'm just here for housekeeping, but I'm also the messenger today. Did one of you set up some kind of weird music down at the labyrinth place?
No.
Mm-mm.
That wasn't me.
Mm-mm.
Kind of sounds like
What
the kind
was
of
the
thing that Ash
music?
does, but
What was the music? What was it?
I'm gonna step on Chase's foot.
ow! Why did you step on my foot?
I don't know, man. I'm just clumsy. But
Sorry. What did you mean by the music? What
Uh
music was this?
Usually it's like really peaceful, chill music, and this was a little bit more intense than that.
Would it
Look,
happen to be? I look at Ash. Rem.
I don't think so.
was it REM? Oh, okay. Then yeah, no, not us.
Look, I don't know who did it. I'm just supposed to tell you guys to not do it again. There's that
Cool.
Tweeter D's place if you want to go listen to music that's not here. It's the music shop that's pretty close by. I don't know. The resort doesn't really like it. I think it's a pretty rad place, but just don't do
What do
that
they
again.
make their tapes out of?
The normal stuff.
That's a good
Which
answer.
is
Dude, I don't know. I don't make tapes. Plastic?
Right. I'm sorry. We'll let you
all
get back on
right.
your work. I'm
Magnetic,
sorry.
but
I apologize on behalf of my friends. I usher Jace aside for a bit and let the path pass.
I'm gonna stop and be like, hey, so I get it. You're just working at this joint, doing the whole messenger thing. I 100% get it, but like, have you like noticed anything weird happening around here?
I mean, a bunch of rich people show up and float around in sound baths and walk around in circles at a place they call the center of the universe. The whole place is pretty fucking weird.
You know what? Fair. Um, Let me rephrase this. Uh, what would do, does a person shaped entity with that's like seven 7 to 9 feet tall, very broad shoulders, really skinny legs, ring any bells?
Nope, can't say it does.
Okay, okay, uh, okay. Well, are there other people here right now staying here other than us and the weird hippie?
Yeah, we've got maybe 4 or 5 other guests right now.
I'm just gonna turn around and look at everybody, and then come back and be like, "Gotcha." And how far away is the record store that you were talking about?
It's like a 3-minute walk. It's not very far at all.
Nice, cool. It's interesting to have it out here when this is the only other thing out here.
Yeah, I think the Tweeter guy was kind of just like, fuck you to the resort. He was kind of here first, and then the resort showed up, and I think he didn't want to sell, and so they let him keep the land, but the resort kind of hates him. Again, I think it's a pretty cool place. A lot of the resort people staying here think it's a cool place, so
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
for sure. I gotta go do my job now, but
Yeah,
good luck with whatever the
Um,
hell you guys are
just
doing, and
just to clear one thing up, none of the other guests are either cult members or zombies, right?
what? Why is the most important thing proving me to be the crazy one right now?
I just want to be sure we understand what is going on here. Everybody is just a person, right?
Was that the whole like kind of looks over at Jace?
Oh, he really gets into his roles. You know, when you tell him, "Hey, do this," then he like gets super into it.
Because if it is zombies, then we all want to pretend to be zombies so they don't notice us. And if it isn't, it's like
Right.
aliens or something like that, then I guess we have to act like aliens, but we'd have to figure out how the aliens act, I guess.
They don't dance, I can
You know,
tell you that much.
yeah. They gave us a lot of drugs when we got here. We're fine.
As
That's
far
good,
as
right?
I know,
I'm just gonna again step on Jace's foot.
there are no zombies or cult members here. But ask Halston. He knows more than I do.
Or did you say Calston with a C?
Halston with an H.
Halston. Okay. All
Halston.
right. I
Yeah.
thought there was another stun for a second. Got it.
Nope, just the two.
Awesome.
What's your name?
Andy,
Oh, nice to meet you, Andy. Thanks for keeping our rooms in tip-top shape.
for sure. I'm gonna go do my job now.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
You ever see like a really big cowboy
No.
around here, like 9 feet tall?
No.
Well, me
I
neither.
I'm gonna slip Andy $20 and just be like, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You
Gonna
too.
slowly try to go do their job.
All right, now that we've
Uh
harassed the staff enough, what's next? Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. You guys are on the on the third floor. Where you headed?
Maybe
Wait,
we
I
should
need
go
to
check
actually
out.
look at the list of spots that we can visit again. Wait,
I'm
so
interested in this weird record shop.
I mean, wait, the way Andy described it is the record. So the record shop is inside this building.
It is not. It is outside of the building. It's about a three
Uh,
minute walk from the resort.
would the record shop even be open this late at night?
It is indeed nighttime. Y'all have been going all day and all night.
Perhaps
Maybe
we
it's
can
like
go
a
tomorrow.
24-hour record shop, like when you need a record at
Yeah.
like 1 a.m.
I
That
doubt
happen
it.
to you often, William?
Maybe.
Just
Maybe it would happen more often if record stores were open later.
so it's a record shop's fault, not
Maybe we
yours.
wouldn't get into so much trouble if they would just stay open later.
Yeah.
How dare they?
This is why the crime rate is the way it is.
Mhm.
Closing time, disgusting.
So where you guys headed? What are you doing? It is late at night.
Uh,
You can
I
go
don't
and
think
rest
Ash
if you
can
would
sleep here.
like.
yeah.
I don't think Ash can sleep here.
Um,
So you've all been to the center of the universe. Anything interesting there?
No, the music sucked.
Uh,
I
well,
meant that's
Good
why I
thing someone
changed it.
changed it.
Yeah,
I'm
Radiohead
looking
was
at
a
the
better
list
choice.
of.
yeah.
I'm looking at the list of like, what's the shuttle again?
The shuttle is
Oh,
what
That's
or
what
is
took
the
we.
shuttle
you.
just a bus?
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
bus.
okay. I thought it was like a fancy name. Maybe we can go to the conservatory.
Oh yeah,
Check
we
out the
haven't been there.
conservatory.
Yeah.
Sure.
When we say
If
conservatory, what kind of conservatory is it? Is it like trees conservatory or a music conservatory?
Music conservatory.
What was the kid?
Okay,
I
I'm
mean
interested.
that person did say that there was strange music playing. Maybe that is where it's coming from.
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This my alibi is airtight. Love this. Okay.
So just to be clear, we think we may be in a horror story immersion sort of thing. Well, I think that. And now we're going to at midnight or close to it, um, go to the room where mysterious music was being played from.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, hey, just between us, I did the music. So it's gonna be fine. Like, if something weird happens there, it's not the same thing as what's happening in the center of the universe. I just decided that, Radiohead was a better choice. If you need to get to the center of the universe, OK Computer is the album in which to do that.
Noted.
Yeah. So we can go. We'll be fine. I think. Actually, I don't want to make that promise because things are weird here.
All right. Yeah, we'll go to the conservatory and check it out.
Okay, let's just not split up.
It worked so well last time.
On the note
I mean,
of
what are you talking about? I got attacked. Uh, Sal almost fell in a spike pit. You almost got attacked and had to dance with that weird guy. I'm gonna say it, guys. I don't think we should split up.
I don't think we should either. And like, wow, it's kind of interesting that I'm the only one that didn't have anything weird happen to them. We
I'm still
might
walking.
actually survive this immersion.
I'm just walking. Just go.
Did we decide we could walk like people, or
Not stopping. Just still
okay?
going.
All right, I guess people walking. Let's go.
as you all head over to the conservatory, I think it's a good time for us to go ahead and take a quick break. So we'll be back in about 10 or so minutes. Stretch your legs, get some water, pet your pets, take your meds if you need to, and we will see you back here shortly. And welcome back, everybody. So we decided that we are going to retcon our previous decision. So our players, instead of going to the conservatory, are going to go to bed, which I think is a decent choice to make, all things considered. The way that public access works, things are much more stressful at night than they are during the daytime. So gives our players a little bit of a breather and their characters a little bit of a breather as they explore the rest of this resort. Um, Actually, I want to go around. And we'll do it in the same order around the overlay as we do for intros. So starting with Sally, what does Sally dream about?
Hmm. Dream. And this can be any dream, not like a nightmare or anything like that.
Yeah, just anything that she dreams about.
I think she would dream that she's back in that hallway with all the historical uh portrait stuff and just sort of like walking through it, but it is like endless. You know, kind of like that one scene in The Shining, you know, of that little kid, in the tricycle just going through, seeming like looping towards like the same place, but it's always different every time it loops, something like that. And it's just like walking and walking, and the portrait started out normal, but the further she walks down this endless hallway, it sort of like started changing subtly, becomes a bit more, not say demonic, but a lot more disturbing, with like sort of like images of like things that she has been told by the others, you know, like the intestine tape, the creepy people lurking at the guest room, this deprivation chamber. It's sort of like her imagination going hyperactive and just imagining them worse than what they actually are while in her dreamscape.
Um, as you are sitting and processing in your strange dream way that dreams often do, processing what we see and hear throughout the day, you come around one of those corners and you see a man 8 feet across. I'm sorry, 4 feet across, 8 feet tall. He got much bigger. No, 4 feet across, 8 feet tall. Um, Smiles at you, kind of tilts his hat toward you, turns around and walks away. And no matter how fast you walk, you're not able to catch up to him, but you just happen to see him in your dream.
Right.
Um, we'll head over to Ash. What does Ash dream about?
I think Ash is very like weird, weirded out by this whole thing, and so they can only go to sleep when they go back to their room and lock the door and then barricade it with a couple of chairs. Would like put a chair right underneath the handle to make sure it can't turn. Um, and so after doing that, like gets in to bed and like puts on their headphones and goes to sleep, uh, listening to uh, their new audio slave CD. And as they're going to sleep, they're trying to really focus on the lyrics, but instead they keep things going back to like memories of when they were a kid, um, and how like they were supposed to do things with their parents and everything, and not liking it and just feeling that level of discomfort. But in between that and remembering the music video to Happy Shiny People by REM, which doesn't make it any better.
Um, you are in sort of the congregation with your parents at one point. Um, the sound of Happy Shiny People playing in the background. The lyrics kind of distorted and out of order, but you can tell enough to tell what song it is. And part of this congregation is a man, 4 feet across, 8 feet tall, smile too big for his face, um, standing a little closer than you would feel comfortable with. Uh, and he just smiles at you, tilts its head, kind of twists it a little too far around before it snaps back up into place, nods his head, and you wake up the next morning.
Thanks, I hate it.
We will pass over Sela since I think Lily is having some tech issues, and we will head over to Jace. What does Jace dream about?
I just found out that banana bread Pop Tarts exist, so I'm gonna go with that.
Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm really conflicted. Do we think they're good? How accurate do we think that
Probably.
flavor
I want to
is?
try some.
Okay. If you try some, let the rest of
Dude,
us
I
know.
got some fucking banana bread at work today, dude. Hell
Yes.
yeah.
I'm so jealous. Uh oh, they're okay. All right. All right. Well,
Hmm.
I'm curious enough. I'm curious enough. I'll try them eventually. You were dreaming about banana bread Pop Tarts, and you hear somebody ask, sorry, you hear somebody ask, um, if they can have a piece, and you turn around and squatting next to you because his face is right there in your face is the big man. And you turn around, he is right there, and then he smiles and says, "Oh, it's you. I need to return the favor." And just before his fist would have connected with your face, you wake up. And now,
Let's
oh,
try cowboy.
and we'll jump over to Sela. What does Sela dream about?
I think Ciela is still with all that stuff from the deprivation tank, like floating around in her head, like has this dream where it's like the like a some sort of sports game going on. They're out like on a football field, but she was with the cheerleader group. She was the cheer captain, and she like they're going through some kind of routine, and she's standing at the front, and it feels great. Like people are cheering, and everything, and then like there's like a weird like tonal noise, um and I think now like everybody in the audience is kind of very silent, and there's like no adulation, there's no there's no like feedback for Sela to kind of feed on, because that's what like a lot of being popular to her was that people like built her up and gave her praise, and she really really liked that, and that like prompted the serotonin and the dopamine for her. So with everything silent, it feels really really odd, and it's just like being back in that tank. And now instead of this being like a really really good memory of maybe a happy time in her high school career, it's now this kind of um, weird and very empty moment. And she looks down at herself, and she's wearing the same thing that she was wearing during the day instead of her cheer costume, and she is now a grown up again.
You feel the same sense of emptiness that you have felt before, but seems a little bit poignant here at Converge for some reason. These feelings keep coming up. Um, you wake up and it's weirdly quiet and peaceful. It doesn't feel so unsettling. It's peaceful. Um, the glass windows. Does Sela sleep with the curtains drawn, or are the curtains still open?
um I think I think she sleeps with them like halfway because she likes to know when the sun comes up. Like she's kind of a go-getter. So she's up early, doing like her yoga in the mornings and having her green smoothie and all of that. So she likes to know when the sun comes up.
You can see outside that the sun is just beginning to crest over the mountains, and everything feels lovely and peaceful. And then you hear a voice say, "You and your friends better be careful investigating around here." And you look, and in one corner of your room is a man, 4 feet across, 8 feet tall, wearing a cowboy hat, and he smiles at you. After he says it for the first time, the audience would be able to see that the big man is not smiling. But he finally smiles at you and he nods and he walks out of your room. And worst of all, he leaves the door open behind him, which is hard to do in a hotel room because hotel rooms typically swing shut. He props the door open, makes a point of being inconvenient, and he walks out of the room. Do you do anything?
um I think she's gonna like slap herself. Like, is this real? Am I still dreaming? Like, am I awake?
You slap yourself, you feel the sensation, you are 100% awake.
Oh my gosh. That was the giant. That was the I got visited by the giant. And I think she's just gonna jump up. Um like almost like they're gonna, run out of the room and like try and go knock on others' doors and be like, I saw the giant. But like instead, like again, looks down at herself. She's wearing like silk two-piece pajamas and is like, no, and like slams the door close and then like goes to like take a shower.
Um, each of you goes about your getting ready morning routine. Whether or not you got peaceful sleep the night before, uh, each of you goes about getting ready for the day. And did you all set a place to meet in the morning, or did you agree to all meet at the conservatory? Are you meeting in the hallway? What's the plan?
I don't think that we made a plan, but
The continental breakfast.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Excuse me,
I,
continental breakfast. Breakfast can be brought to your rooms individually, hot and ready, full breakfast, anything that you could possibly want.
Hot to go?
what?
Pop
Hot
tarts.
and no, no, no. Hold on. Hot and ready's Little Caesars.
Okay, fair. If you wanted
It's
pizza, they
IP
could provide you
infringement.
pizza.
Yeah.
Well, okay, fine, not pizza. It's hot and ready. I was gonna say yogurt. That's awful. Hot and
Mm-mm.
ready
Nope.
It's
biscuits.
really bad.
It's
Okay.
really
Okay.
terrible. Don't eat hot and ready yogurt, kids. It's not good for you.
Don't.
I
Uh,
yeah.
it's pretty terrible. Hot and ready biscuits if you want hot and ready biscuits. And if you want cold and takes time pizza, then you can have that too.
Maybe we all agree to meet at the conservatory before we get into a Pop Tart debate again.
Yeah.
Like just outside, like no one goes in without the
Yeah, yeah,
list. Yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough. For the record, they do have all the Pop Tart flavors, even the worst ones. So any Pop Tarts that you want would be
Oh,
available to
you
you.
mean they even have the worst one, blueberry?
The worst ones. The worst ones.
Yeah,
Blueberry does
you should
suck.
have the
Cherry?
worst one.
Blueberry does suck.
Wildberry is the worst.
Y'all are incorrect. It was so good.
Wrong.
It was
Absolutely wrong.
perfectly 90s. Look at the front of
Anyways,
it.
it is
Chase
perfectly 90s.
definitely like
Sold.
Chase definitely grabs a pack of the banana bread ones and is like, dude, I dreamed about these last night. This is crazy.
Uh, it's
And then
Addie.
that cowboy tried to punch me again, but I was too fast for him.
It's Addie that you're telling this to. And it's just like, oh, it's great, man. So happy for you. Just like hands you another pack of Pop Tarts as you're walking by. Snacks for the road.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
dude.
you all
If
gather
we
at
walk,
the
I was gonna say, as we walk past it, that as we're walking, I'm gonna be like, "Wait, you dreamed of him too?"
You dreamed about banana bread Pop Tarts?
No, the cowboy, the weird
The
Yeah.
dude.
giant.
Well,
Yes.
he asked for some. I was going to give them to him, but then he said that he owed me and he was going to punch me in the face. But I woke up too fast.
Well,
It
the
was
giant warned me, like, and my friends. I guess that's you guys. Friends is maybe a loose term for that, but yeah,
ouch,
like
but
to
yeah.
like not. I mean, when was the last time we talked to each other except high school? Like, I don't think I'm being mean by saying we're not really friends, but um, maybe we're building a new friendship relationship as we go through this
I,
horror immersion.
I
Um,
think the more important thing is that we all saw this guy in our dreams.
yes, he warned me away. He said you and your friends should stop investigating, which I don't really think I've been investigating much. Other people have been doing investigations, and Sela like pointedly looks at Sal.
Mm, That's why we're here.
I stole
That's
some
why we're
stuff. I guess
here.
that's kind of like an investigation.
I thought we were here for the spa. I feel like everyone came here with a different motivation than me.
Hey,
So
you
like
thought we were just going to a spa?
Yeah.
But like we
okay,
haven't talked since high school. Why would we all go to a spa together?
I mean, we were all here for the reunion.
we also like
Makes a lot of
anyway
sense.
anyways anyways so this this cowboy person can not only move in weird ways, like turn his head all the way around, but also apparently can dream hop. Uh,
Right.
I don't like that.
I,
What did he say to you, Sal?
right. Yeah.
He just stared and walked away.
Man, he didn't try to hit anyone else. All right.
No,
In
but he did.
fairness, you did
Are you
punch him.
You did. You did
kind
It's
hit
of
him.
true.
right? Also stole. So, like, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
maybe
I
he
didn't
has
steal from him.
a right to be a
Do
little
you really?
aggressive with you.
Do you really think that the hippie had a tape of intestines?
He did, though. It was in his room.
Or it could be left there.
Yeah.
I
By
hadn't
the
thought of that.
giant.
Maybe that's why the cowboy was there because he wanted it back.
Maybe the cowboy hid the tape in the hippie's room, and the hippie doesn't actually know anything about the tape.
Hmm. Well,
Come to think of
regardless,
it, I haven't seen him since we left him alone in a room with that cowboy. I wonder if he's alive.
Uh oh.
I think we can leave him for now. There are too many unanswered questions. We should investigate more, get to the bottom of this. The sooner we do that, the sooner we can leave and potentially stop dreaming of gigantic people with too many teeth.
And with that, you're gonna see uh, Ash like motion with their extra large to go coffee and be like, "Well, at least we made it to the conservatory since we've been walking while we're talking."
Yes, how convenient. Let's
Yeah,
look around for
look at me
clues.
do that.
You all arrive at the conservatory. This is a cylindrical two-story building. Um, I'm sorry, it's 2 stories tall. It's a section of the resort itself. You didn't need to go outside for this. Um, the entire ceiling dome is glass, letting in the early morning sunlight. It's over the top decorations. There's a bunch of gold filigree. There's shining porcelain walls. There's a gleaming I'm sorry, quartz floor. It is just almost gaudy, almost too much, but definitely bright and shiny and fancy. And in the middle of this amphitheater style seating is a cellist who is currently playing.
Uh, is the cellist the only person here besides us?
Correct.
Hmm. I'll just turn. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look around, try not to steal or punch any more people, and then I'm gonna walk off and start looking around.
What are the rest of you doing?
I think I'm gonna go over to the cellist.
Oh no! It'd be after immediately after the warning, just disregard
Right.
it.
Right.
I am not gonna steal anything. You told me not to steal anything.
Steal or punch anyone.
I'm not gonna punch the cellist.
X to doubt.
Stop biting me.
Um, so surprisingly, I think Ciela is actually going to walk over to the cellist with Jace.
Okay.
And while they're
Cello.
while they're doing that, I was gonna investigate the joint. So
Okay. So we've got two people investigating the joint, two people talking to the cellist. Um, we'll start with the cellist. Sela and Jace, you walk over um, to this person who is very focused, looking at this music sheet in front of them as they're playing. Jace, you call out cello.
Cello.
Oh God.
Uh, there's a slight off key note as the person looks up at you. I actually haven't heard that joke before. Good morning.
Good morning.
Uh,
My name is Jace. This is Sella. We're
we're guests here. Um,
regular spa people.
question: have you been playing like some odd music at different times of the day that maybe seem haunting?
It has not been my intention to do so. I come in here and practice in the mornings.
Is this like your job? You just like you stay here and play music all day?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm a resort guest as well.
Oh,
I
okay.
just make sure to
Oh,
practice every morning.
that's wonderful that the resort has this space here where you can do that. Seems custom built for you almost.
And I guess they did have every flavor of Pop Tart, so
They do have a lot
Which
of
it's
Pop
almost like
feels
this
Tarts.
place has
custom built
everything you could
for
ever want.
you. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's custom built for me specifically, but for musicians in general visiting, it does tend to be quite useful, as you can see.
Is this your first time here?
It is, yes. I'm
Can I
sorry.
ask?
Is this some sort of an interrogation?
Oh
No, we
no,
are
absolutely.
regular spa people
Wow. Yeah, just trying to have a
just
conversation.
making conversation.
That's hurtful that you would believe we have an ulterior motive.
You hurt Zella's feelings.
I also didn't catch your name, Cellist.
Um, I have been debating this whole time how to pronounce this name, and I'm still not sure. It is best with an E at the end, and this is meant to be a Turkish name, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Does anybody have a guess?
Bestie.
It feels wrong if I say
Bestie?
bestie, but is it bestie?
Bestie?
It's funny.
Like a little shorter E?
I don't
It-
know. I can't see it. Where's it at?
Here.
It's just BESTE.
Yeah.
According to Voxifier, is best day. I don't know. That might be
Beste.
wrong.
Beste.
Okay,
All
Beste.
right. All right.
Yeah.
we're
We'll
going with
say
it.
Beste Tiryaki is their name.
Is this does this name sound familiar? Like is this a famous cellist or like someone with any sort of popularity?
For you, Sela, yes, this would be a name that you recognize as a very well-established cellist who absolutely is kind of in the run with some of the most renowned in the world.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We We are in the presence of a master. This is
You've
so
heard of me.
cool. I love it when I run into celebrities on vacations.
Well, I
Are
appreciate
you like
the
in a band?
recognition. No, turns back to Sela. I'm sorry, were you in the middle of asking me something?
Oh, I mean, really odd question. I know. I'm gonna sound so weird when I ask this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because um my friends and I, and she says friends like she's trying out the word to describe my
Hey, that's me.
friends. My friends and I had like some weird dreams last night, like all of us in separate hotel rooms too. Like it's not even like we were sleeping all in the same room or anything. Did you happen to dream about a giant?
You ever see a really big cowboy when you're awake or asleep?
And like did he talk to you and like wasn't kind of nice to you?
I
Or
can't
like
flinches. Uh,
sorry, no, I wasn't gonna. I was sorry.
I can't say that I have. I'm sorry. I really should get back to practicing.
Have you found any tapes um that are possibly made out of like a substance that you wouldn't think a tape would be made out of?
A tape other than plastic.
Oh my
Yes.
I cannot say that I have.
And have you seen a hippie? What was this?
Well, he
We
might be
should
dead, so I don't know if it's worth asking about him.
The
we
Moon
should
Father
ask
might be
anyway.
dead.
Oh,
Oh,
you
oh,
know
you
him.
know, so you know.
It's
I don't think we don't think so. No, no, we don't think. Jeez,
that's
why would you say
reassuring.
that?
He's a little
You
hard to
friends
miss,
with?
so no, no, just
Right?
he leaves an
Did you
impression.
meet him? You met him.
I did. He
Right.
wanted me
Yeah.
to
Okay.
dance.
When was the last time you saw him?
Probably 2 or 3 days ago.
Did you dance?
I did not dance.
Okay.
Above
Hmm.
table question. Nikki, did you
god.
tell us about, did Sal tell us about the weird screaming?
Okay, so Sal the character would have is just
Okay.
Nick the player forgot.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Just,
fine.
it's just,
That's
that's what
totally
I'm,
fine.
okay. Just like one last question. It's so like, wow, a celebrity like you. Did you happen to like go past any rooms that had like weird like wailing or screaming or like anything like that?
These questions are getting more and more concerning the longer that you go on.
Oh no, they're just like regular interview questions. What are you kidding me? Listen,
What do
listen.
you ask
Sometimes
people
I get
about when you
asked
meet them?
so weird questions. Like honestly, like I often get asked like what underwear I'm wearing. So like I don't really feel like asking if you heard like some wailing. Is that weird?
Uh, No, I heard no wailing.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll let you get back to it. It's beautiful music. I love it. Love it.
This is. Thank you. This has been quite the morning. And we'll kind of.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say Jason's gonna punch them pretty lightly twice in the arm and be like, "That's two for flinching."
Oh, kind of like before y'all have even moved away, stands up, scooches their chair over a little bit away, moves their whole station over, sits back down, and watches you to make sure that you leave.
Scoots the whole station, just.
Just, yep.
Just imagining that this is like a young like Yo-Yo Ma, you know,
Yep.
you just double tapped Yo-Yo Ma because he flinched.
Should buy.
Bye. Oh, have a lovely
No,
day.
we deserve to die now.
And
You too. Thanks.
we'll begin playing again. The other two of you, are you looking for anything in particular? How are you going about searching? Give me a little bit more.
Would you like to go first, or?
It doesn't matter. You go ahead.
All right. I was gonna. I mean, this is a conservatory, so you say it's like a. Is there's a lot of like trees, right? Like floras around, so it's like fairly dense.
Not in this one. So this is just a music conservatory. So it's
Oh,
amphitheater
okay.
seating. Um, there might be like a little bit of like plant life and things like that, but there's the it wouldn't be the focus of this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna look her up because usually, this type of like amphitheater, they'll have like maybe potentially private rooms hidden beneath the bleacher. They're not called bleachers, but those seating arrangements. And I'm just looking around for anything that seems out of place. Maybe again, we are dealing with a potential demonic cult, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for any potential like symbols that is like just worn into like the general like wallpaper or whatever, like just hidden, things that are hidden in plain sight.
Sure. Ash, what about you? What are you doing?
Um, Being a little bit of someone who really enjoys music, they're gonna admire the construction and really take a look at like if there's anything in the way that this room is built or anything like hidden in terms of like I don't know. Part of me is thinking like uh, there's like a math puzzle or something written in uh, the construction in some way that we could potentially find out more about, like not just the purpose of this room, but maybe more of the purpose of like how it fits in with the rest of this weird spa.
Okay. Um, go ahead and both of you roll me reason for the meddling move. And I didn't ask this earlier, but I need to clarify with Sela and with Jace. Were you intentionally trying to use the meddling move to investigate and learn more?
I
Sealer
think,
was absolutely.
yeah, Jace
Like
was
to
too.
harass a random cellist for no
Yeah.
reason.
I wasn't
That's how
sure.
you investigate, is you
Y'all came in
harass
hot.
cellists.
Okay, so Ash and Sal roll me with reason, and Sela and Jace roll me with presence.
I got a 6.
Ooh.
Will
Okay.
we fail forward?
We do
Yeah.
not fail forward. Oh, you get to, well, yeah. Wait, no, no, you don't. Not in this
Oh,
game.
Dang,
um,
unfortunate.
Uh, I rolled a 10.
Okay.
because using the key here, the keys are just to like keep us from dying and like rewinding, right? Not to.
Correct.
No.
Okay, then
I
yeah,
thought they
I
were
got
like to
nothing.
make it go one step higher than
It
your chance of
Right.
it
success.
does go one step higher, but it has to be that whatever is narrated, the fallout of your failure is what,
Must be death.
not necessarily death, but that's what you're trying to prevent. Since this is the meddling move,
Oh,
this is just looking for a clue.
okay.
But if I use something from my corner of the house, I can boost it, right?
You could roll another d6 and then you would take the highest of the two.
Okay, I'm going to use from my corner of the house. I'm going to use the My Chemical Romance hoodie and hyper focus with my thumbs through the thumb holes and like playing with the chains that are near the thing to help me focus.
I respect it.
That was wait. So if I roll it and then I take the higher,
Yeah, you take the
so
two
that's a
highest numbers.
7.
Okay.
So that's a 7.
A 7, a 10. Sela, what did you roll?
Oh, I got an 8.
An 8.
Um, but I was just thinking about whether my corner of the house. I think I want to use like my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. Like
Okay.
Will in real life holding up like a little cute animal and like, petting it and seeming charming and not at all off-putting or invasive.
So trying to persuade to calm down the cellist.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead and roll another d6 and take the highest of the two numbers out of the three.
Okay. Okay, that is a 4 and I had a 5 originally, so
Seven, a nine, a 10, and Squilliam failing forward. Unclear if you're just okay.
Sorry, I'm struggling. I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
That's impressive. I wish that we could fail forward in this game. Okay,
Yeah.
so two mixed successes, one full success. Um, okay, we'll do this in order of success order going upward. So on the 7 for Ash, um, as you are looking around, you're hyperfixating, you're thinking about music and about your experiences with music. You see a Walkman.
This place has got so many
It
Walkmans.
really does. Do you go and grab it?
Heck yeah, I'm gonna grab it. The other one has an intestine tape in it. I need a new Walkman.
Do you open it up or are you going to what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, I think the first thing I would do is open it up to see if there's anything in it.
Inside is a
God damn
small
it.
still beating heart.
Son of a bitch.
That is your official clue, a Sony Walkman, and there's a small beating heart inside.
What?
Edgar Allan Poe did not mean for
Oh
this to happen.
no.
Um However, well actually we'll do our consequences all at the same time because there will be consequences for two of you.
This is also the most emo thing that has happened to us yet, and so thank you for making this part of my character.
I was so happy that I could give you this clue. Um for the 9, uh as you are talking to the cellist, Beste, you see them actually as you're walking away from them, you see them pause for a moment and reach into their bag that's kind of next to them and they pull out a blood orange. And you look at it because something about it looks weird. And as they are peeling from it, there is a strange red viscous liquid that is leaking from it. Um, this is your official clue is half a blood orange infused with actual blood.
Great. They're doing some revolutionary stuff in whatever here.
A flesh orange, if you
I
will,
love
as
it.
chat
Okay.
says, a flesh
Yes.
orange. I love that. Um, and finally for the 10, as you are looking around, you are looking at all of these different symbols and you're trying to see um if there's anything that kind of gives you any inclination about some kind of a secret place, some kind of a um behind the scenes architecture thing, anything like that. You happen to see a scrap of paper sticking out from underneath what looks like just a normal wall, but it seems to be a folded piece of paper sticking out from underneath it.
I will retrieve, like, it's underneath a wall, so the wall is there's a seam at the bottom of the wall to the
Correct.
floor.
Correct.
All right, I will take out the paper first and look at it and see what it is.
You open up the paper. You see a scene of a bunch of aliens that seem to be dancing at a rave. And in the top left corner, you see a little figurine drawn in, wearing a red and white striped sweater, a red and white striped beanie, and circular glasses. Your official clue is Where'd it go? A sketch of an unpublished Where's Waldo scene. Aliens at a rave.
And these are like the classic grays kind of aliens.
Yes.
All right. What?
Like with the big heads and
I'm just
long arms and legs.
Yes.
it's just wild that Sal is like the sort of like the de facto detective, and she's just getting like normal stuff, and then all of you are like getting flesh tapes and beating heart Walkman, and yeah, but I'm gonna after that I'm gonna look at the wall, the scene. Like, is it like a construction thing, or is it like a hidden wall, like a door or something?
You start kind of pressing around and kind of poking and prodding, and as you do, you hear behind you somebody cough.
I instantly snap forward and turn around and hand behind my bag with the Where's Waldo thing, slipping it into my back pocket.
Um and standing behind you, 4 feet across, 8 feet tall,
Oh my god.
is a man wearing a cowboy hat, bolo tie, nice shiny boots, holding a gun, pointed
Oh.
at you, and says, "Well, what do you have there?"
Hmm.
And across the way, both Sela and Ash and Jace see this happening. I am combining Sela and Ash's complication to bring in the big man and give him a gun.
And it is
Okay.
directed at me, the one who wrote 10 and above.
It is directed at you, the one who rolled a 10 and above.
God damn it.
You all wanted to travel together. This is what we get.
I told you we should split the party.
You're all holding me down. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be like, nothing. I just saw a scrap of paper, thought it was interesting, picked it up. Nice to
Care to
see you in the
share?
flesh. Uh, that gun, pro. Oh, I was about to say it's probably illegal to hold that. I forgot I'm in America,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in
Yeah,
America,
and we're
and
in Texas,
I was
right?
gonna
No,
say a game where
Arizona.
your GM is from
Okay.
Texas. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
like Sal is like her face is like her composure is like ironclad, but she's like in the head. Oh god, oh god, because his gun is pointed at her. So she's just gonna hold it out and look and hold up. You play this a lot.
As the big man is leaning in to look closer at this picture, and again, this time, I can't remember if I described him like this before, but it's one of my favorite descriptions to use for him. Um, he leans forward, but it is his neck that stretches and reaches out toward the paper to get him close enough to look. Um, are the rest of you doing anything as he is leaning forward to look at this, pointing a gun at your friend for some of you?
They all walk
Um,
away.
this
Uh-huh.
question, this flesh orange, is it still like intact as an orange?
It is cut in half, and Beste has eaten a slice. Does not seem to notice this viscous red fluid dripping down off of her
Okay.
fingers.
Okay. Um, listen. Celia Sela's gonna grab the other half of the orange and try to lob it at the the cowboy giant. I don't know
Okay.
what she thinks is but like there's a gun and she's like even if it's a distraction or if it could like somehow like knock the gun like either off course or out of the big man's hand, um which she is going to continue calling the cowboy giant. um that is her goal.
Okay. I would consider this something risky, which means that you will roll for it.
Absolutely.
Before you roll, what are you afraid of will happen if you fail?
um that think,
Sal dies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Sal gets shot.
yeah,
Seems pretty
but
bad.
so I don't think she's afraid of Sal getting shot. I think they're afraid of Sal getting consumed by this
Oh,
big
that's
man
worse.
because he has like this
Oh,
long neck, like
Yo,
reaching toward
save that for
Sal.
the night phase. This is day.
Lily, Lily, you have given me a gift here. Thank you for
Oh
this.
no.
I
It's
I
still
really
daytime, please.
I really really hope that unfortunately that you fail this roll. Uh go ahead and roll me vitality.
Oh, vitality.
Gonna get
Okay.
anaconda.
It's an 8.
Okay. Um so on a 7 to a 9, keeper tells you how your actions would leave you vulnerable and you choose to back down or to go through with it. So it's entirely up to you. Um you how it will leave you vulnerable is that you could successfully hit the cowboy giant, but then his attention will be on you, and he has made it clear that he does not need to move to reach you.
Yes. That's okay. Um she maybe has a like a small like kernel of an idea that could perhaps popcorn into a plan.
I
Okay?
was gonna say Jace would also like to use this as the distraction for to do something.
Okay. Uh the the cowboy giant um is hit in the shoulder with this blood orange, and it leaves a smear of red as it rolls off of his arm. Leaves a smear of red down his arm, and he turns his face to look at you. He has his shoulders hunched, his neck extended in Sal's direction, and the head just turns 90 degrees and snaps toward you. Gun still pointed at Sal. Um, Jace, what are you doing?
I think with the distraction, Jace is going to break into a run, relying on all of his stuntman experience, and is going to slide across the table like it's the hood of a car and yank the gun out of the big man's hand as he goes.
Okay. Okay, there's a table that I didn't know was placed there, but I like it. I want this to happen.
I pictured a table.
All right, there's a table
You
there.
mentioned that they were leaning over things. It felt like a table might be
That's
there.
fair. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. What are you afraid will happen if this doesn't work?
Uh, I mean, Sal gets shot. I'm going to say the obvious one. Jace's
Okay.
concern is that Sal gets shot. He wants to take the gun away from the big man.
Can
Okay.
I duck when his head snaps 90 degrees to the side? Just.
Uh, I'll give you a roll for that in a second, Sal.
Alright.
Uh, Jace, go ahead and roll me vitality.
Okay.
This is all hell breaking loose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I rolled a 6,
Okay,
but I'm going to use my once per session latchkey move. What Nintendo don't.
and that takes it to a 12
So
plus.
12 plus to an action as long as I do it with cockiness or style.
Okay. Describe what this looks like while you do it with cockiness or style.
Yeah, I think as soon as the orange leaves Scylla's hand, Jace is already running. And when the big man gets hit with the orange and looks at the stain, and then the head cranes towards Scylla, Jace basically like kind of leaps and almost like hits the back hits the table with his back and does like a roll in the process as he does that. So I think he has done a stunt exactly like this one before, but it's like the hood of a car.
Okay.
He has done a stunt where he like rolled across the hood of a car and pulled a gun out of somebody's hand, and he is just like muscle memory doing exactly that. And I think is maybe just as surprised as anyone when he comes up on the other side of the table with the gun in his hand.
Uh, Jace bolts across. Sal, I won't. You won't even roll since Jace succeeded at this using a latchkey move. um, rolls across, grabs the gun, lands, holding the gun, looks at the big man, looks at Sal, surprised about all of this turn of events. Um, Really quick, Ash, you have seen this all play out. Are you doing anything?
Well, originally I was just gonna shoot him with a taser, but I mean, y'all are killing it. Uh, I'm going to, um, since this is an amphitheater, uh,
Wait, what's the cellist doing in all this time?
We'll get
yeah,
to the cellist. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're gonna get to the cellist.
um, I'm going to, while this is happening, I was going to be digging into my bag and take two of the audio devices that I have. Specifically, they both have microphones on them. And as soon as I see all hell break loose, I'm going to turn them towards each other and turn the volume all the way up. So it's just a feedback loop and it's just this screeching that's emitting from these two things. And it's in the amphitheater. So it's to try and cause as much disruption as possible.
It is like your ears are being scratched with forks. It's a terrible sensation. Um,
I felt that.
as as this echoing sound happens, you won't even have to roll for it because this is easy. You understand tech, you understand audio, you understand the way that sound passes through. Just before you do this, you glance over at the cellist who is staring in horror at the big man. Blood is dripping down from her mouth where she has been eating this flesh orange and has consumed but not realized, not paid attention to any of that. That is not what caught her attention. What caught her attention is the big man who neck is bent at a 90-degree angle staring at Sela who has thrown a blood orange and has now been disarmed by Jace, who has slid across the table and successfully has the gun in hand. Um, this feedback loop starts to happen. It is incredibly loud, incredibly uncomfortable. The cellist drops to the ground, kind of in the fetal position, covering her ears, trying to just block out this noise. Are the rest of you doing anything, or would you like me to narrate the big man first?
I'd like to
As this
scream run.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sal is just gonna book it out.
Some of us are running. Jace and Sela, are you running?
I mean, is the big man still like looking right at CeeLo with his neck like twisted like an owl?
He is still looking at you, and I'll tell you that he is going to adjust. His head is not going to, or his face is not going to move at all. His body is going to contort itself to walk over and recompact his neck until when he is staring at you, he is staring as a normal head would look at you. But he is still looking at you.
Okay. Um, I I would probably actually make another move.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, so we've got two running. Jace, are you running or are you standing your ground?
I think for now, Jace is gonna, because Jace isn't gonna run while it's still like fixated on Scylla. So I think he is gonna point the gun at the big man, uh, and say, and I think he's gonna say, "Hey, pick on someone your own size."
How tall is Jace?
I mean, not 9 feet tall.
No,
Um,
but I just
Probably
need to
like
know.
5'10", but he tells people he's 6'1".
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Um, Sela, what are you doing? What move are you doing?
Celia is going to what what move would this be? Well, I will tell you what she wants to do
Okay.
is she wants to reach inside her designer backpack and pull out that limited to spray glitter fragrance that was gifted to her corner of the room by Ash and spray it in the big man's face.
Okay. Um, Jace says, pick on someone your own size before the big man turns to square up with Jace once again. Uh, I'm gonna call it. What an interesting move. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. Oh God. I'm gonna call it reason. This is
Okay,
thoughtful. This is methodical
right.
and vicious. You ever been sprayed in the
Right.
face with that stuff? That shit
Like
hurts.
I mean, I think like every femme presenting person kind of knows like to use, you know, things they have in their purse cuz not
It's
all of
true.
them do have mace. So, you know, like if you have like perfume or hairspray, you take that out and spray it in your attacker's face.
Yep,
We all know
that is very true.
that. All right, here we go. Um so I have a 1 in reason which makes that an 8.
Roll me another d6 and add take the highest of the two since you are using an item from your corner of the house.
That is still an 8 because I rolled a 1 with that third die.
All right.
Thank you.
On an 8, you spray I'm trying to think of what the most unhinged response from the big man could be. You spray the big man in the face. I'm sorry, the giant cowboy in the face, and he winces and closes his eyes. But for some reason, a creature of this size and of this kind, his instinct when he closes his eyes is to open his mouth. And
Yikes.
his mouth is obscenely large. You do spray him directly in the mouth with this stuff, which can confirm also doesn't taste great. Um,
Yeah.
tastes like garbage, but it was sparkly and glittery, so I had to try it once at least when I was a kid.
We
Um,
have we have similar childhood experiences that I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
look,
yeah, I mean, I did the same thing too.
it was sparkly, it was pretty. Um, you spray the big man in the mouth. He what would happen is he keeps his eyes closed, but he opens his mouth, spray him in the mouth, shuts his mouth, and swallows and says, tasty. But you get to decide if you go through with this action or not, since you rolled an 8.
Um, yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go through with it. Yeah.
Uh, the big man says, tasty, and smiles again. Smile just a little bit wider than it was before. Again, with too many teeth. Uh, but eyes closed, cannot see you right now because you have effectively, at least for the moment, made him blind. Are
Right.
you standing your ground or are you running?
No, Sela is going to run. Um, but I think she wants to like do like a motion and it's like a weird because she doesn't like she's like trying to get Jace to like run to like leave, but doesn't want to talk out loud. And she uses like some weird like combination of like, the when the in baseball when the pitcher like does like hand motions to the or the catcher. I don't know who does the hand motions. Somebody in baseball does hand motions to call the pitch um or or like on cop shows when the cops like are like trying not to make noise and they motion to each other and it's like she just does like a bunch of hand motions that combine those sort of things and then takes off.
And the
and
Uh,
cops try to
is
pretend they're
hoping that Jace understands those hand motions to run as well.
the cops think that they're SEAL Team 6. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Jace, do you understand these hand motions? I'll let you decide.
I think I have a fairly good idea. I guess what I'm wondering is what is the big man doing?
The big man is still standing there, still facing in what would have been Sela's direction.
Yeah, I mean, if Sela's running and doing those motions at me, I will also run for sure.
I love that instead of just doing the like universally understood like come on motion,
No,
that's Sela started this like pointing in different directions kind of situation to get Jace
To
to
be
run.
fair, Jace probably would have been like,
uh you all four sprint out of the conservatory. Um Behind you you hear the big man laughing, and then you hear him say, "Oh, look, a snack."
Oh no.
oh no, the cellist. No,
And I
the
I
think
thought they
a,
were
a
running.
musical prodigy for a lifetime.
the cellist dropped to the ground at the feedback sound. And I think
Damn,
that
did I
that is
just
an
kill the
excellent
cellist?
place
Yeah, just
at
leave me with murder on my conscience,
murder.
Kian. Jeez.
I think that is an excellent place for us to close tonight's session with another
damn.
interaction with the big man.
I have left 2 people to die in this game, and we have only met 3 people.
Well,
Ah.
Sean, but not forgotten.
right. That is the fate of NPCs.
um Thank you so much to everybody for hanging out tonight with us and vibing and seeing this chaotic session play out. Good job to my players. Y'all found a lot of clues this session. I think y'all would officially be rolling with a +1. I think if I can do math, I can't do math, so that might be very wrong. But I think it's with a +1. Um, I will hand it to my players. We'll go around the circle once again in the same order. Let us know who you are, where we can find you, any activities or APs that you're doing, or whatever you want to plug. We'll start with Nikki.
Mm. Right. Hello there. I am Nick, and I have been playing Salsang, and you can find me on basically every conceivable social media as NickSnat1. That's with a number one. And as for APs, currently I'm only with DA Dungeon, where we're playing every Friday. Well, Saturday for me, Friday for Irish time and American time. I still have not remembered that. Where we're playing through Dragons of Icespire Peak with the caveat that at the end of each session, we will switch DM. So it's a different DM every session for maximum chaos. And besides that, yeah, I have another AP coming up, but I don't know when it's going to happen yet. So maybe by next week, I'll find out.
Thank you kindly, and we'll send it over to Alex.
Hey, my name's Alex. I am that one dead pixel, most places on the internet. You can mostly find me hanging out in Discord over in Entropy Emporium and a couple of other channels where I am a little chat gremlin. Coming up, I am doing a one shot with our wonderful DM Kian, the Bones of Batala, over on, is it, we're doing it on High Shelf, right? Yeah, we're going to be over on High Shelf Collective on October 8th. We're going to go do that. It's a Morgborg hack, so come and check that out. It's really cool. I'm going to let Kian tell you more about the plot. And on November 2nd, I'm going to be over on Valendrant's channel or Val's channel doing a mouse reader campaign for Extra Life. So that's what I got going on right now. Hopefully, I'll have more in the near future.
Wonderful. Thank you. We'll send it over to Lily.
Hello, I am Lily. I'm Elise on Life on Twitter and Blue Sky. I am the scribe on Twitch and Discord, and I spend most of my time at Instagram as Lily PHL. Um, I'm in a few different podcasts. Two are actual play. The first one is Misfits of Space. We're playing Scum and Villainy right now. We have other campaigns, though, where we used our first campaign was using the Star Trek FFG, and our second larger campaign was Monster Hearts 2. So you can catch all of that. Misfits of Space is the name of the podcast. I'm also Greetings from Stability, which is a horror anthology podcast where we play different, mostly indie game systems. They all take place in the same little northwestern um, town, and but at different times. So we play all different characters. And then there's Blurred on the Street. We're on an extended hiatus right now, but it is a podcast that I have with two other women, femmes, and we talk about being that and also Black in geeky spaces. You can see me at Singularity Roleplay. Our next game is the 17th of October, and it may be our final game of the campaign. It may be the penultimate one, but that is Monster of the Week campaign.
Wonderful. And over to Will.
Hello. Hi. My name is Will. Still. I tonight I was Jace Max with two X's, not three, who now canonically has a gun. Which I'm sure will go very well for all of us. Um, when I'm not here, well, I guess for the rest of this week, you can really only catch me in one place. Friday, I'll be over at Exquisite Corpse Presents, playing Metalloteens in the City of Tomorrow. It's a masks game. This will only be the third of 10 sessions, so we're just ramping up still. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Check it out if you want to. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is late for me. Um, Other than that, you can mostly find me over at Live from the Apocalypse, a not-for-profit TTRPG charity studio, where we play actual plays and make podcasts and things like that to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations. We're currently raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. There are too many games there for me to go into all of them, but most nights of the week you can catch us doing something over there. Um, we also make two podcasts. One of them is a Masked Actual Play podcast, which was an Audioverse Award finalist, Academy H, which is currently on a bit of a hiatus. We're recording new episodes. We do that live on Twitch every other Sunday, but we're not releasing any right now. But Cryptic Community College, our Monster of the Week podcast at West Virginia, is currently releasing its second season. So every other Sunday, you can listen to a new episode of that wherever you get your podcasts. It's very good. If you want to hear me do a bad Scottish accent, check that out. Other than that and this, I'm on Entropy Emporium every other Thursday running God Complex, which is a Girl by Moonlight game about making the corpses of dead gods into mech suits to fight space kaiju at the end of time. Um, and that is, I think, everything for me. You can find me on social media. Did I say that part already? It's at a Will M Scream, whatever.
Thank you. And of course, as I said at the top, my name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. As far as where you can find me next, on Thursday, I will be over on High Shelf Collected for Beacons Arc 3. We are playing our next episode. This arc is called The Fall of Arethea. It's totally fine. We're very stressed out right now, but it's gonna be fine, I'm pretty sure. We'll see how it goes. Um, I as Ash mentioned, as Alex mentioned, I will be GMing over on High Shelf Collective, Bones of Batala. That is a Filipino pre-colonial mysticism mythology inspired Morkborg hack. My players have found themselves in the city of a dead god, of a city built into the mouth of a dead god, and this dead god is now awakening, and is very, very hungry. So we'll see how that goes. I'm super excited about that game. You can find me every other Tuesday here for Masks Are, they call us villains, our Masks horror actual play. I was having a great time. My character took a nap last session because I wasn't able to be there, so we'll see what chaos they walk into. Um, I have a couple other projects coming up that I can't yet talk about. Follow me on social media. That is where you'll hear about it first. Some of them will be related to Entropy Emporium, so definitely going to want to follow and check out. The other games that we run here that have not been discussed yet, every other Friday, Weird Wilds War, that is our D&D 5e game, GM'd by JT, and every other Saturday, I forgot to plug this one, Blooming in the Rot, our Invisible Sun actual play, GM'd by me. It's another game that I love to torment my players with different things. So that is all that I have for tonight. Be kind to yourselves, each other, and the planet. Do the best you can with what you have. And we will catch you here next week for the finale of this public access mini series. That is all. Say goodbye, cast.
Goodbye,
Bye.
cast.
Bye.
Goodbye, Cass.